Got my morning beverage. Today we're doing some water with lemon and chia seeds. Honestly, chia seeds kind of terrify me a little bit. They just look like tiny little fleas and it's creeping me out a little bit. It's spooky season, so I guess that's perfect. Also, the longer that they sit in the water, the more they kind of like swell up. I don't know. I feel like I'm turning you guys away from trying chia seeds in your water, but this actually is really refreshing. I could literally chug this in like 2 seconds. I love the fact that it actually has like some flavor to it versus just plain water. I just can't do plain water in the morning. It makes my stomach feel weird, extra empty, nauseous. I'm getting my water intake in, some extra hydration, some protein from chia seeds. Are chia seeds protein? Recently, I started journaling again. The last journal that I had was the 5-minute journal, which I loved. I think that if you're someone that has never journaled before, the 5-minute journal is so easy and so helpful. All the pages look like this and they have like certain prompts, so you just kind of fill everything out as you go. I just have a photo of the prompts, so that way it can kind of guide me whenever I feel like going off of that for journaling. But this time I decided to get just a regular journal because I really wanted to utilize the blank pages for whenever I don't want to go off of the prompts and I just kind of want to journal about my day or get stuff off my mind or plan out my day, plan out my week. The thing about the 5-minute journals is that they don't have the blank pages. There are some days that I just wake up and I'm just extremely anxious. It's very like off and on. A lot of the time it's when I have like really busy or eventful months where I just have so much to plan and so much to think about. Being able to write my thoughts out so that way my mind's not constantly thinking about things over and over and over and trying to just plan it out in my head. It's just so much easier to be able to visually see everything on the piece of paper and not have to think about it every second of the day. It helps me add a little bit of peace into my day, into my morning. Same with meditation. I usually meditate first thing in the morning. Like even when I'm in bed, if I do wake up feeling more anxious that day, I feel like it just automatically puts me in this like very peaceful, calm state of mind. I think the main thing that really makes a difference when it comes to journaling is writing down what you're grateful for that morning, that day, and then also writing down daily affirmations, I think is also really important to kind of set the tone for your day from the very beginning. I think practicing gratitude is a huge key to feeling overall content. You don't ever think about what you're grateful for until you don't have the privilege or the thing that you're grateful for. Once that gets taken away, you realize how grateful you were for that thing. Either say it in your head, say it out loud, write it down in your journal. I feel like it genuinely brings me happiness for the things that you do have, the things that you've experienced, the place that you're at, the things that you've learned. If you're someone that deals with anxiety or you wake up feeling anxious a lot of the time, meditation, journaling, just starting your morning slow, I feel like is really helpful, as well as being able to talk through those feelings and emotions with a therapist. I do real quickly want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I've noticed such a huge difference when it comes to when I am on top of the things that I should be doing for myself versus when I'm not. In order for me to feel my best, I need to be implementing these certain habits. Therapy has definitely made such a difference in my life. I feel like I've just come such a long way. I remember the very first time that I had gone a month without experiencing that mental state was insane for me. And now I know the tools and I'm able to manage those feelings in a healthy way. Some of these habits in these videos are habits that have been advised to me by my therapist. Therapy is just a safe space where you can share whatever's on your mind, whether it's stress, whether it's sadness, whether it's worries, relationship issues, anything, without the fear of judgment. Sometimes it's really hard to open up to a friend or a family member or just talk to anyone close to you out of fear of them just not understanding, and that's just not something that you have to worry about with a professional. They're there to listen, ask questions, and help you see things from a new perspective, which can be insanely helpful. It's helped me like understand myself so much better. It's helped me, like I said, develop these healthier habits. It's helped me learn different ways to cope and solve whatever issues, whatever problems I have, which in turn just improved how I felt emotionally and mentally. And if you don't deal with any clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, therapy can still be very beneficial for you. Figuring out where to start when it comes to starting therapy can be really difficult and stressful to think about. That's why I love BetterHelp, because they honestly make therapy so much easier. There's also a journal inside of the platform for personal reflection, and there are group sessions on a number of different topics available every day. All you have to do is go to BetterHelp, fill out a quick questionnaire, questions about yourself, what you're struggling with, what you are looking for out of therapy, and also questions about what you're looking for from a therapist, whether it's religious background, whether it's same ethnicity. These questions help narrow down the therapist to help find the best fit for you. Once you fill out the questionnaire, you'll be matched with a therapist in as little as a couple days. And one of the best features about BetterHelp is that if you feel like you're just not connecting well with your therapist, they're not the right fit for you, you can easily switch therapists at a press of a button at no additional extra cost. So if there's anything you're struggling with and you think you'd benefit from a therapy session, don't forget to go to betterhelp.com/estrella or click the link down below in my description box, and you can get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Let's do some stretches. You ready to stretch? Stretch. Hold it, hold it. And then we're gonna do a little hug. Ooh, you make a nice hug, don't you? Butterfly stretch. Oh my goodness, I love you. Where did you get those? They're breaking into us? Oh, Look at me. Oh, she hates it. Oh. Let me see. Oh. Doesn't even look like a lion. Here. Why is the back so flat? I don't know. There's not enough fluff going on. Oh, that was a no. Y vamos a cocinar. I'm making a salmon bowl for dinner. You guys should be extremely proud of me because ever since I've been here, almost every single day, I have cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner and eaten strictly at home. Partly because, one, I'm very adamantly making the choice to stick to eating healthier meals. Another habit that I really want to incorporate is less sugar and less processed foods. I've been doing a lot of grocery shopping and like meal planning for the week. I have not ordered DoorDash once. Can you believe that? There has been definitely times, like days where I'm just working all day and I just think to myself, wow, it would be so easy to just DoorDash myself a salad right now. But part of the reason why I haven't done that is because I'm kind of being forced not to. It's just more of an inconvenience because I live in a secured gated community. So in order for someone to even come up to my door, I have to let them in or I have to go down and get them. I can't have food just dropped off at my door, unfortunately. I've kind of been forced not to order out, which is good. You know, it's amazing for me because it's forcing me to obviously cook at home, eat at home, look up new recipes. I've also been experimenting for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, which is a huge part of what makes cooking fun and interesting. Your taste buds get bored and they crave outside food. So finding new recipes and trying to cook new things has been really helpful. I still don't enjoy spending an insane amount in the kitchen. I don't like making a mess. I don't like having a ton of dishes to wash afterwards. So a lot of the meals that I do end up cooking are like pretty easy, simple meals to make, but are still really delicious. And I'm getting a good amount of protein and nutrients in my body. The times that I would be ordering out would be because, like I said, I'm working from morning to night that day. I have filming and I have editing right after. The last thing that I want to do is spend time cooking and cleaning, but I've been really good at making sure I'm taking breaks while I'm editing and making time for my brain to kind of chill out for a little bit, enjoy my food, hydrate myself, and then having that clear, refreshed mind to get back into working makes such a huge difference. It's the same when it comes to like studying, for example. Your brain just gets so tired, I feel like, reading the same thing when you're looking at something for hours and hours. You don't even know what you're reading anymore. I get to the point where I don't even know if I like my video anymore because my brain has just been staring at the same thing, listening to the same thing over and over again for hours. So I'm making sure to stay on top of that. Cooking at home kind of forces me to do that regardless. Rice is ready, and here's my dinner. Got some salmon, some white rice, avocado, some steamed veggies, and then I just put some spicy mayo over top. Super easy, super simple, very filling and delicious. I feel like I've not been hydrating myself enough lately though. Another goal that I set for myself to make a habit is to make sure that I'm drinking 6 to 8 cups of water a day. I know the recommended amount is 8 cups of water. Sometimes I just can't get in 8 cups of water. This mason jar filled to the top is 2 cups of water, 3 to 4 of these a day, which should be pretty easy. I need to make sure I'm hydrating myself enough. Let's try the salmon because I'm actually really excited. Wow, that is so freaking good. Amazing. My veggies are plain as hell. I like the taste of just bare vegetables. I'm sure they would be a lot more tasty if I like actually season them and stuff, but I really just don't care. Either way, I'm still getting my veggies in, so that's all that matters. Very first time that I've ever made green juice. Wow, who is she? I'm just like a morning beverage type of girl. I need to have something nice, cold to sip on in the morning while I'm making my breakfast. So instead of doing an iced coffee, I'm going to incorporate other healthier beverages. The only times that I ever have green juice is like if I go to a smoothie bar, juice bar, I'll usually get a green juice. My mom is a huge juice gal, so she would always have green juice for me to drink, and it was delicious, but I don't know why I never just went out and bought the ingredients to do this, because it's honestly so simple. Got cucumber, 2 green apples, celery, ew, some kale, some crushed pineapple. I cannot stand ginger. We're not adding any ginger in this juice. But I feel like this would be so much better if I had actual pineapple juice. But I just added some water, and I also added in another apple. So 3 apples in total, but let's try this. This is so much better. At least now I know the vegetable to fruit ratio and how I like it. What are you doing? Good morning! I decided to bring Harley to this little walk along the coast. I'm by Mission Beach. I think this is Mission Bay. I don't know. I just got here. It feels really nice outside. There's a breeze. The sun is out, but it's not hot. This is the perfect weather to do something nice outside with Harley. Wow, there's so many kayakers. I need to get a kayak or a paddleboard or something. I try to make sure that I get some sort of exercise or just to move my body in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes on the weekends is when I take a break from actually working out. Awkward, I just made eye contact with someone. Overall, it just helps me feel so much better physically and mentally. There are definitely days where I don't want to go to the gym and I'm just not in the mood to run on a treadmill. On those days is usually when I find a nice place outdoors to go for a run, take Harley on a hike with me, or just go on a walk with her, take her to the park. I end up feeling much more energized throughout the day. I feel more productive. I feel more clear-minded. So it's definitely an important part of my day. I make sure to incorporate it any way that I can or any way that I feel like doing it that day. Why do you look like that? Got my tea, honey vanilla chamomile tea. Not only do I try to make sure that I don't go on my phone in the morning, I've also made the rule for myself to not go on my phone when I get into bed. I'm able to have a much more relaxed mind, be ready to actually go to sleep versus when I'm staring at my screen and scrolling. Instead of going on my phone, I have been reading. Eventually ends up making me tired, so I usually read for like an hour or so instead of consuming a bunch of shit that I probably shouldn't be consuming before bed. It's just so much more relaxing to read. I know in my last video you guys saw me reading Once You're Mine, and honestly I am taking a little break from finishing that book. For some reason I just couldn't really get into it. Eventually I will finish it, but one, I was reading your guys' comments and I got some DMs saying that the book just wasn't as good as you guys thought it was gonna be anyways, so that also kind of just discouraged me from reading it. I don't know, but I've been wanting to read this book for a while. The only reason I didn't start reading this one instead of Once You're Mine is because Once You're Mine is a lot shorter, so I thought I could just get through that one before I started this one. I am so excited to get into the thick of this book because I just know that it's gonna be amazing. Even after like the first 2 pages, I was automatically hooked, and I'm also excited to finish this one so I can start the second one. This book is probably one of the longer books that I've read. It's almost 600 pages and the font is a lot smaller, so I just know it's gonna take me a while to finish this, but I know it's gonna be so freaking good. I'm more motivated to read before bed when it's actually a book that I'm excited to read and get into.